I'm here with David Ahlund from Roland, and I'm really excited about your new products. So your SYSTEM-8, and you've got your Roland Serato collaboration.
Yeah, DJ-808, yeah.
Cool. So please talk me through your SYSTEM-8. I'm a really big fan of
So the SYSTEM-8 it might look like your usual kind of virtual analog synth, but actually it's quite a lot more than that. So what we have here is a synth that's kind of shape-shifting and can turn into virtual synths from the past. So we have Roland classics like the Juno 106 and the Jupiter 8, and those two are actually already included with this. And there are more, we call them plug-out synths. There are also more that you can buy and actually load into an additional slot here. So in total, you can have it basically like 4 different synths in one at the same time. You can even layer and split those synths. So you can take a Jupiter 8 bass and layer it with a Juno 106 lead or anything like that. It's 96K sound quality, built-in audio interface, built-in MIDI interface, of course. IRA link compatible, so you can actually connect it directly to the MX1 mixer via USB. And as you can see with this nice blinking controllers here, we have basically everything we need directly on the panel. So we have 2 oscillators plus a sub oscillator and a noise oscillator, and we can go into different modes. So if I press the SYSTEM-8 here, all of these buttons will light up because they all have a function. If I go to Jupiter 8, some of them will go out because the Jupiter 8 doesn't have these functions. So you can easily see what parameters are available. You can actually even dim the lights if you don't like it that strong. So yeah, up to 4 synths in one, and you can even load additional ones from the past. We have the plug-out synths. We have SH101, SH2, Promos, and the last one, the newest one, SYSTEM-8 from the past. And the new ones are the Jupiter 8 and the Juno 106.
Are these, is this also like a step sequencer?
Yes, exactly. So these are normally the bank and patch change buttons. So you have, bank A, patch number 1, really easy to access. But then you can go into sequencer mode, and here you have a step sequencer. I'll clear that for you. So now you have step record and real-time record. So we can easily record something like this, and then play it, and you can see it's running through here. And we can also real-time record on top of that if you want to. And we can go up to 4 bars. But what makes it really special is you have different play modes. So you can play the sequencer in the normal sort of linear mode, but then you can also go backwards or back and forth or even in random mode. So if I press the random one, it's going to start blinking randomly.
Oh,
so
wow.
it will give you some really, really interesting results, and it's quite inspiring to play with. And you can even actually, you can set it to random mode and go, I'm going to clear this again, and go real-time record. So what happens now is when I press a chord or a note, it's going to land like on a random place in the pattern.
Oh wow!
So you can come up with really complex textures and stuff, and really funny chords. You can even record, and you can even record filter changes and any parameter change basically into the pattern. So what happens is you come up with this really crazy thing that is just really inspiring, and you get these whole new ideas that you wouldn't have thought of in the first place.
Yeah,
normally.
no, that's a really interesting way to try composing and coming up with concepts, because I've tried this concept of jumbling up your beat making in the step sequencer, but I haven't tried it melodically in this way. And I love the fact that you have the randomizer, and you have so many different options for how
it's given me so many new types of inspiration. It's crazy. And if you go another thing I really like, if you take one of these classic analog ones like Jupiter 8 and Juno 106, right? But then you have the velocity sensitivity for the filter, so you can get a velocity sensitive filter on a Jupiter 8, which you can't do with a real Jupiter 8. Another really cool thing is you have the velocity sensitive filter here, so I can actually take a Jupiter 8 bass or whatever and put velocity sensitive filter on it, which you cannot do with a real Jupiter 8 or a real Juno 106. So that takes those sort of vintage sounds even further, especially in combination with the step sequencer and the recordable parameter changes. You can get really nuts stuff happening. So yeah, in short, it's just super inspiring to play with. And you have, on top of that, you also have 3 effect sections. So you have a bunch of different distortion types, bit crusher and so on. And then you have a delay/chorus section with a panning delay and different types of chords and flanger. And here you have the reverb section with anything from room and hall reverb to even plate and so on. So really powerful and really nice sounding effects there. And actually, if you use the Juno 106 plug out here, you even get the original style Juno 106 chorus, which is a very iconic chorus sound. So really sort of authentic Roland sounds in that from the past. So
that's awesome.
Just a great and great performance tool as well. You're really easy. You can really easily access all your favorite patches. You can make performances. So if I go here, performance mode, I can say I want this to be patch C4 and this to be E1. So you can set up your songs that way and just jump to the right patches quickly, or even make combinations and doubles and splits and so on.
Does it sync nicely with your beat makers as well?
Oh, absolutely. Of course, it runs on the normal MIDI clock if you want, but then you have USB MIDI, so you can sync it that way. But you also have a nice feature is also the CV gate output, so you can actually control modulars and all kinds of vintage gear with CV and gate. And you have a trigger input in the back as well. And the trigger input, if you send a gate signal from a drum machine that has a gate output, or any sort of modular sequencer with a gate output, you can actually trigger the sequencer here through the gate input. But that doesn't mean it's not just a normal sort of MIDI clock sync. It's actually triggering every note individually. So what happens is it will advance the sequencer step by step with the rhythm that you're programming from the outside. So so that way you can come up with even more inspirational things. And especially if you put the sequencer to random mode, and then you turn the trigger in, then you all this stuff starts happening. You're like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's so super inspiring. And you even have on the side here, you have really easily accessible bend sensitivities sliders here. So you can have filter on the bend, you can have pitch on the bend, of course, and filter modulation and pitch modulation with the modulation. So
that's really cool.
So this is just great for live use, great for studio use, and and also a really powerful thing, like I said before, is that everything is so fast. Everything is right here. You just dial in the sound that you want, hit the right button, save it, and it's there. And of course, you can import and export patches via the SD card, full backups, or even individual patches and performances too.
And you said it's a maximum of 4 bar sequences.
Yeah, the sequencer is up to 4 bars. And you can easily set the first step and the last step of the sequencer. So if you want the sequence to be really short, you can set the first step to be there and the last step to be there, and then you have like a 4-step sequence. Up to 4 bars. So, and of course you can make it irregular, like you can have a 15-step sequence or 13 or something like that, to make it even more random.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So now we are looking at the Serato and Roland collaboration.
Yeah, the DJ-808.
The DJ-808.
Yeah. So yeah, this is basically a Serato DJ controller, a USB DJ controller, but it's quite different from your average DJ controllers because it actually has a lot of extra features, which is more kind of normally production related or performance related. Right. So for instance, we have a built-in TRS that we call it. So you know the TR8 drum machine. Mm-hmm. So this is like a sort of simplified TR8. Okay. So it's like kick and snare and hi-hat, and you can easily mix the levels of the sound. So mix the hi-hats here, snare drum, bass drum level there. And you have all of the same kits as in almost all of the same kits as in the TR8. So you have the 606, 707, 808, 909. So those drum machines are in there, the basics of those drum machines. And you can actually sequence your own beats on top of whatever you're DJing. And not only that, you actually have the VT voice transforming here as well. So you can transform your voice with pitch and formant and add that to the mix as well. Yeah.
Wow.
So you can make your own beats, do some tricks with your voice, and DJ at the same time with just one machine. So it's pretty cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah, you have 4 tracks here, and also on top of that you have TR/sampler track. So you have basically 5 tracks. So you can run 4 decks and also this TR and sampler track. And in the sampler, of course, you can import your own samples from outside. So you can you can play around with and sequence your samples as well. So you can get some vocal shots in there, some external kicks, audio, and just play around with those. And of course, you have the standard the standard DJ stuff as well, like you know, cue buttons and a bunch of DJ effects, and EQ, and all those things as well. So this is really a really good performance tool for DJs who also want to get more a bit, you know, creative with what they're DJing. And you even have an the IRA link input. So our boutique gear, our IRA gear, and all the Roland gear that has the IRA link feature can now be connected directly via just USB, and they will be synchronized and put into the mixer.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so if you have, for instance, a TB-03 here, you can make your TB-03 bass line and automatically synchronize it with all this, and have that on top with just a USB cable.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
The vocal effects, did you say that is based on one of your other vocoders?
Yeah, so we have the VT3 voice
VT3,
transformer.
okay.
So this is like the same technology, just a little bit simplified. So, you know, you have pitch, you have formant, and reverb here. So to just
really cool.
make some drastic changes to your original voice and mess around with it.
So cool. And these are both products that are released and available to buy now?
Yes, yes.
Awesome. Cool. Well, congratulations. They are both freaking amazing, beautiful.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, actually we have some, you know, it's been a crazy time the last couple of years, you know, with all these exciting products coming out, and they keep coming, you know, so we haven't seen the last of us yet.
That's really cool. Cool.
Thank you very much.